what John had done in the past. But the songs have, you know, and these things are always little war zones.
He's going for the bombs.
I actually did the score for one of the early James Bond films. The very first one that Roger Moore did.
Is this the stupid mother that tailed you uptown?
My name is...
Ames is for tombstones, baby. You all take this honky out and waste him, now.
The director was Guy Hamilton. And I breathed a big sigh of relief when he said to me, look, I don't know anything about music, except I know what I want. And I said, God bless you.
Charlie?
You can't ignore the Bond tradition. You must have the Bond style. And I think you have to have some of the Bond harmonies, too.
More traditional in the sense that it's big orchestra, it's large string sections. It's these, you know, the son of John Barry style. To that extent, you would call it traditional. But he uses a lot of rhythms and interesting chord progressions and things that are sort of modern as well.
We share a sense of melody. I like music to be reasonably simple and linear. I know he does the same. He's not like a tricksy writer who writes, you know, lots of notes and kind of dances around in between bits of action. John always writes with a sense of sort of atmosphere and understanding of the drama of a scene and of a film, which is why I think the music he writes is so evocative. He tends to capture the atmosphere of a piece rather than underline actions that are happening within it.
For action-adventure films like ours, where there's heroes and villains and big moments and explosions and all that, you need a big sound to complement that kind of film, and that's something that David does very well.
With an orchestra, you can get so many different actually tones and emotions out of it. And the thing that you've got to remember is that there are 85, 90 people playing, and each one of them is creating a performance, and they're giving something to that performance which is emotionally driven. And the sheer amount of air that they shift, you know, I mean, it's a physical thing and an emotional thing. And I think it's like sorely underused in contemporary music orchestras.
It's the same kind of thing that Hans Zimmer does in America. And Hans is the toast of Hollywood, and David's the toast of England, I think. But David and Hans are kind of parallel now. He's brought up on synthesizers and computers and has a profound understanding of the mechanics of these things. And it works very well, particularly in the action movies.
And you do picture someone like Nick, who is like, you know, top hat and tails kind of guy, you know, who is, you know, the classical, you know, background sort of person. But I mean, it's interesting because we are completely different people, but we do like completely agree about music.
Some composers, they say, this is what I want exactly. Now, David and I have the fortune of working a long time together.
T-minus 50 seconds.
I mean, David is amazing at coming up with the right theme, and I like to think I can compliment him.
I actually write to the picture, and when I've sort of constructed the piece from start to finish, so I know what the tempos are, I know what the melodies are going to be, I know what the chords are going to be, Nick comes up and he takes the parts down, and then I have to say to him, that's a horn line, that's a flute part, and he kind of expands it from that to that.
Drop it, Mr. Bond, or I drop your friend.
It's over, Stamper. Let her go.
Not between you and me.
I wanted to somehow modernize the whole film, closer to reality, a more contemporary, harder edged. And I wanted to do the same with the music, and I wanted to find somebody who would enjoy and love what was great about the old ones, the great theme and the style and the sort of energy and flourish, and yet make it much more contemporary and give it a kind of fresh start.